Hello and welcome to Manifest Tarot. Okay, so in today's reading, I'm going to look at your journey by using a spread that I absolutely love. It's by, you can find it on a website called Little Red Tarot. I'll put the link below in the description. But I love it. I love using it for myself. It's a really great way to dive into your journey and where you're going. So this particular spread I'm using is called The Bridge. And it's essentially you're on the bridge, looking at where you were before and where you're going, and looking over the bridge down into the river, into your subconscious. So it's a really great way to dive in deep to figure out where you're at in your journey, where you're going, and some advice along the way. All right. So before you, we have three piles. This one is pile 1. I think this one is the Aura Quartz, but these are all Aura Quartz. Pile 2. I just love Aura Quartz. It's very beautiful. This is pile 3. Okay, so I recommend that you pause the video, take a few deep breaths, center yourself, and choose the pile that really calls to you. If more than one pile calls to you, then there's messages in the other piles for you as well. All right, I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this stone, this is your reading. These are going to be your oracle cards, and be adding them into the reading. If you missed the intro, I'm going to be doing a spread called the Bridge Spread that I found on a website called Little Red Tarot. I really love this spread. I think it's great for looking at where you're at in your journey and where you're going, and some things that you might not be thinking about, and just really kind of get some good advice and guidance for your journey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 different tarot decks, and I'm going to lay out the spread and get your cards ready, but I'm going to speed up the video so that you don't have to sit here and watch me doing all this and be bored. All right. Okay. So this is a lot of cards I've laid out. I like to have a few different cards for each one. It gives us a little bit more in-depth picture. So if we go up here, so this is called the Bridge Spread, as I said before. And we have in placement 1, this is where you are right now. This is the past. This is some lessons and things that you've learned along the way. This is your subconscious. This is the unconscious part of yourself, or something your intuition wants you to know. This is the next step, your next step, what you're to focus on in the short term. This is the shore you're headed for, the overall trajectory. And this is your guiding star. And we've got some oracle cards up there to kind of go with that. So it's your guiding star to let you know, where you should always be focused on, so you don't get off path, basically. Okay. So let's start up here with you right now. So you have the 2 of Pentacles, King of Wands, discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So what I'm getting from these cards is that you're having to juggle a couple of different things right now. Maybe you're having to juggle 2 different jobs. Like maybe you have a side hustle and you have your main job that you're doing. And this is basically where you're at right now, is when I see this discipline card, especially paired with the King of Wands. So I think what this is saying right now is that you're in a place where you're learning to find discipline. So you're learning to be able to juggle these 2 different things. So for some of you, it'll be something like a side hustle and your day job. It could be home life and trying to start a new business or something. because the King of Wands is an entrepreneur. So I'm getting entrepreneurial vibes here, that some of you are really working on creating something of your own, like content creator or a business that you've started, something that you're doing, you're trying to get off the ground, is what I'm feeling here. With the Two of Pentacles especially, you're kind of balancing these two different things. So you could be balancing being like a stay-at-home mom, but you're trying to get your business going. You could be balancing working a job that maybe is even quite demanding while you start the side hustle and try to get this going. You could be managing a couple of different side hustles as well, or a couple of different businesses. You could have several different, like when you're an entrepreneur, usually you have more than one thing on the go. Usually you don't just have one business that you're working on. Oftentimes they have side businesses as well. So I see that you're basically kind of juggling a few different things right now, and you're learning some discipline and how to manage all of your time effectively, and discipline for yourself so that you're getting the right amount of sleep and you're getting the right nutrients in your body so that you are able to handle the demands that are on you. Because I feel like you probably have a lot of demands on you, but these are demands that you created. So if we go back into the past, we have Four of Pentacles, Princess of Wands, and Change. So you have gone through a very big change in your life in the past that really shook up your sense of security and stability. But you wanted it. So the Princess of Wands is, on the path to the King of Wands. So you had this idea for how to start a business or whatever it is that you have been trying to do. And maybe you started that in the past, which may have been like a financial setback for you, especially if you're starting a business. It can have some startup costs. So there might have been some financial costs involved, but it also involved a lot of big changes that had to happen in your life, big shifts, and you had to shift things around. And this is something that you initiated, and it might have made you feel pretty insecure, and it might have been initiated from a job loss, or maybe just because you've been doing the same thing for so long that you just wanted to change. You wanted to pull your passions out, and you initiated the change because you really want to be your own boss, is what I see here. I see people, this group one is definitely the I want to be my own boss pile. Whether you are one now or you have aspirations to become one, this is the journey that you're on for this pile. And so when we get up here to this one, which is about the lessons you've learned so far, so we have the Three of Swords, the Five of Wands, and worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So if any of you have ever run your own business, I have, it's a constant source of stress and worry. It's, you spend many times crying about different things because it's hard, and so many disappointments along the way. So I see with, you have the Three of Wands and Three of Swords and the Five of Wands, and here you have worry. It's been a battle. You put your heart into it, and you've had some upsets along the way. That happens when we're trying to make things happen. Stuff can come in out of the blue, knock us off our path, totally derail us. But then you learn as you go the mistakes that you made, and you learn, how better coping mechanisms. So here we get discipline. You're learning to strategize better, is what I'm seeing. You're learning to really learn strategy. You've been through kind of the hard knocks of it all, and you've been through some difficult times. And maybe for some of you who haven't started yet, you've been trying, but you just keep getting things coming in your way, like difficult situations. I mean, the world is in turmoil right now. A lot of us have had to deal with this pandemic for a long time, and plus there's other things going on in the world that makes it really difficult to really get anything going right now. So I feel that some of you have had some real trouble along the way trying to get this started or trying to get it going. You've experienced setbacks and delays, and you're learning to now manage that better and anticipate it. So when you're an entrepreneur and you're doing your own business, you have to be able to anticipate that things could happen that could completely, change everything that you have to do. So for some of this too, it could have been after the pandemic happened. Say you were an event planner, the pandemic happened and no one's having events anymore. You had to pivot. So for some of you, you really had to pivot. You had to pivot a big change so that you could not lose your shirt, basically. And that's has to do with a lot of this heartache as well. Okay. Now we get down into the subconscious. And I really like the archetype, the wild unknown archetype for getting and doing subconscious work. It's based on Carl Jung's archetypes. So it's a really great deck for that. And you have the river, which is in the position of the river. So you also have Seven of Swords, Ace of Wands, and Envy. Okay. Interesting, because Seven of Swords is also about envy. The river is in it's especially for you in this deck. It's about cleansing. It's the river is always the place we go for cleansing. If you think with Christians, that's where they do baptisms, right? And there's the holy rivers in India. Rivers really, it's rivers, take water source, from one place to another. It's about a cleansing. So I feel like you've been really cleansed, and underneath it, it has a lot to do with the fact that you compare yourself too much to others and what they're doing and their accomplishments. And perhaps some people that have had to have had more success than you so far. And maybe this has been a source of heartache for you as you watch other people, get their wins, but you're struggling and you're worried. And that can make you feel jealous and envious of others. It could also, too, be that others are jealous of you as well. Because when you start a business, and especially if you have any kind of success with it, you're going to get jealousy. But I feel in the middle of it all is this inspired action for you. You have a passion, and you are not, nothing is going to stop you on your path, is what I feel very much. And right now you're going with the flow. Right now you're in the river, you're being cleansed, and you're really working through these feelings of envy you have for others. I feel that you're really working hard to overcome some of the things that have been holding you back in towards success, because I feel this pile really wants success. You want it. You want this to work, and you're willing to do what it takes to make it work. So right now you're working on your discipline, and you're working on getting a good schedule going, and you're doing things even though they suck and they're hard, but you're doing it because you know it's the right thing to do. And I see down here with the cleansing, really pay attention to envy. Really pay attention to any feelings of jealousy that you have for someone else. If you're coveting what they have, if you want, that you see their success and you want that for yourself, there's nothing wrong with that, but it becomes a problem if you're comparing yourself and your journey to somebody else's journey. Things will happen to you when they need to happen. Things will come when they are meant to come. And I feel like, for you, you really need to hear that. This is the river card. It's about the flow of things. And so I feel like cleanse yourself of any kind of negative thoughts you have towards other people, or any kind of jealousy you have about them on their path, and focus on your own path. And right now you are, on a good path. You're doing good work. So if we go up here into the short term, looking forward in your journey into the short term, I adjust the camera, but I don't think it really did much. Okay, so, but when I hold up the camera, I was having a hard time holding up the cards. Okay, there we go. So you have the the Emperor, King of Swords, and Fear. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you now is to really come into your leadership role here. You are meant to be leading. You're meant to take charge. And maybe some of you are having a hard time with that. when you get into a business, some of it, especially if you're like an artist and you're used to kind of just painting away in your room and, or, just doing your own thing. Now you have this business you have to run, and there's a lot of things involved, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things you need to talk or think about. And it can be overwhelming, and that can make you afraid. It's like suddenly you're the boss and you have to deal with these things. But this is saying take charge. You know exactly what to do. Okay. Separate out your emotions, conquer those fears. I realize I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. You need to really embrace that spark you have, right? This is your dream, and so you right now are being asked to get past any kind of fears that are holding you back about taking charge, being in control, taking the lead. Don't let anybody else dictate to you what you should be doing in your business. This is your path, your business. You tell them what to do for you. And I think that's where some of you might be feeling a little bit blocked at the moment, or not blocked, but like a place that you need to get past, which this is the fear, is the fear of, it's like not confrontation, but asserting yourself. Okay, so now is a time for you to start asserting yourself and put yourself out there and take charge and be the boss. This is my business. I want to work with you. Here's what I have to offer. You just be confident in yourself. And I feel like getting over that fear of asserting yourself, especially when it comes to people who might, be in authority and quite, if you have to deal with any kind of CEOs at companies, that can be a little intimidating. But this is saying, don't be intimidated. Be the boss. Be that emperor. I'm the one in charge, right? Take on that energy. So we can look over here to the shore you're headed for. This is the overall trajectory. We have the 10 of Cups balanced and 6 of Swords. This is great. So this is emotional fulfillment. This is you having moved away from bad situations. This is being happy and content. This is finding balance in your life. And so it says balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So this is the place that you're headed towards. You're headed towards perfect balance and contentment. And right now you're doing the work. You're being disciplined, right? And that's going to lead to this feeling of feeling really balanced. And this isn't like far in the future. This is pretty close into the future. So I see the trajectory where this is heading is that you will feel just so content and balanced. And it won't be such a struggle anymore for you. So let's look up here at the guiding star. We have self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. 10 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So I'll start with each one for you. This 10 of Swords. The guiding star is that the tough part is over now. The worst is over. This is like the light at the end of the tunnel. You can get up now. It's safe for you to move forward. It's safe for you to make plans. You've been through a lot. It's sort of like this is the rock bottom, and there's only one way up from here, right? You can only go up from here. So this is encouraging message. Your guiding star is saying, like, the worst is behind you. Things are about to get a lot better. You just need to be patient. The 7 of Pentacles is all about being patient and waiting for you to see the results of the work that you've been doing. So let's keep working at it. That's what 7 of Pentacles here is saying. Keep working at it. It will pay off. You will get the rewards that you're looking for. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Work on your self-esteem. And that's what I got down here with the fear. And King of Swords and the Emperor is all about self-esteem. The Emperor is confident. So is the King of Swords. Very confident. So believe in yourself. Have that confidence. Self-esteem is something that you just don't have it. Some people do. I mean, some people are lucky and are born that way, but a lot of people, or you just simply had a wonderful upbringing. But most of us struggle with our self-esteem. Most of us do, especially when we're younger. Self-esteem is built over time. It's built by doing things that scare you. That's how you build self-esteem and confidence. You do scary things. You put yourself in situations that are uncomfortable because they will help you grow and they will help you get where you want to go. So, self-esteem is something you need to look at right now, especially down here. We have envy. You're feeling insecure, is what I get. Some of you are feeling insecure. You're comparing yourself too much to other people. You're maybe growing impatient, but it's saying, don't be impatient. Take charge. Find your inner confidence. Have some self-esteem. Believe in the long journey. You're leading to a place of wonderful balance. You're doing the work. Be proud of yourself. You're in the flow. It's all going well, okay? So I'm going to grab a couple more, 3 more of these cards that I pulled for you. This one is, I'm going to read it. It's from the Divine, what's it called? Divine Oracle. It's by Cheryl Lee Harnish. I really like those cards. Number 24. 24 might be a significant number for you. That adds up to 6. Ooh, and next year is the 6th year, 2022. Okay, Divine Feminine. This card asks you to begin operating more from a feminine flow of energy, whether you are male or female. It asks that you allow your power to flow from within instead of using force. Be mindful of using a gentle approach to people and situations. The role of nurturer and healer is important for you, and these gifts will blossom when you allow them to naturally emanate from you. Focus on your relationships with people who you interact with. You will find that more will be accomplished while creating peace and harmony for all involved. Okay. Yeah, that goes well with the balance, the trajectory, and you don't feel at peace because you're comparing yourself too much to others, and you're comparing your journey and your path and the things that you're doing and your accomplishments to other people who are on a different part of their journey than you. You can't compare yourself to other people because it's never going to work. It's always going to make you feel bad. And even if you're ahead of other people, and you might feel better that you're ahead, if those people ever pull ahead of you, you're going to feel bad. You need to separate yourself from, the paths and journeys of other people and only concentrate on you and really work on your self-esteem and really work on nurturing yourself. So it's also the feminine energy is being open to receiving. Okay. So surfacing. That's a pretty card. Surfacing. It's another fractal by Shirley Harnish. I really love these cards. Yeah, it's like the river. It's like you're in the flow and things are coming up to the surface now for you to deal with. And that's probably a lot of the turmoil that you've been through. Basically, this card is saying like these things are coming up for you. They're surfacing for you so that you can deal with them, move them on, and you can get to this place of beautiful harmony that is where you're headed based on the current work that you're doing. So there's a lot of things coming up for you, and really it comes around just having confidence and believing in yourself. The last card, work through your feelings, last quarter moon in Aries. Yeah, so I feel like, a lot of you have been comparing yourself to others, really feeling a little down about where you're at on your journey, maybe a little bit impatient. And you need to work through those feelings and grab that King of Swords energy where he's more in control of his mind. You're in control of your mind, you're in control of your path, and you're in control of yourself. And that will help you feel a lot more confident in where you're going, and it'll give you the confidence to be able to really manifest what you're manifesting here, which is perfect balance and harmony and a really fulfilled life. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please do subscribe to my channel because I'd love to have you back. Comment if any of this resonated with you. I just love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye now. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose this pretty little wand. This is for you. So these are some oracle cards I'm going to add to the spread. If you missed the intro, I'm going to be doing you're using a spread that I found online from Little Red Tarot. I'm going to link it down below. And it's a really good spread for seeing where you're at in your journey, any blocks that might come up, and looking down the line and getting some advice on how you can, some guidance and to better help us on our journey. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling a bunch of different tarot cards and laying out the spread. That's going to be pretty boring for you to watch, so I'm going to speed up the video right now. Okay, so here is the spread. This one is going to be the subconscious. And I really love these cards. This is the Wild Unknown archetype. It's based on Carl Jung's archetype, so it's a really good one to use to dive into the subconscious. And these three are going to go up towards this up here, which is your guiding star, which is like a point of reference, the place that we look to keep us on our path. Okay, so in this first position here on the bridge, which is the bridge spread that we're using, is you where you're at right now. So we have Seven of Swords, King of Pentacles, and blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. I really feel like you're taking charge of your own life right now. And you're not taking crap from anyone else. I feel like with the Seven of Swords, I don't know if you can hear that. That's my cat at the door. Freaking out. Okay. Now she's in, and she's going to probably disrupt us. Yes, I hear you. Okay, so yeah, I feel like with where you're at right now is you're dealing with getting out some people out of your life who might be causing you problems. You've been through enough. You're done with this, and now you're taking control of your life. Look at this King of Pentacles in this deck. He's suave. He's well-dressed. He's ready for work. And I feel like you're ready to do the work. You're ready to take control. You're ready to get grounded. You're just taking control of your life. And you're trying to, I feel on your journey right now, you're overcoming some like emotions. You're trying to reach a place of happiness. You've been through some stuff. So yeah, if we go back here, pardon me, to the past, we have the Tower, Seven of Wands, and Peace. I am bringing love and release all negative energy. Okay, something disrupted your peace. With the Tower card, something fell apart in your life, and you felt you had to defend yourself. So perhaps it made you have to feel really self-defensive. And it just completely disrupted your peace. So you've been dealing with some major chaos and disruption in your life is what I see in the past. And now I'm here, which is your journey so far and where you're coming from. We have the Four of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and fear. So you have the Queen of Pentacles and now the King of Pentacles. It's almost like you're evolving. And it's about being grounded. So fear, I realize I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And with the Queen of Pentacles, she's quite nurturing. She's very grounded. She's able to balance her work life and her home life. She's very nurturing at home. She's very dependable. So I feel like you're becoming more of that energy, and you're learning to become like that. And the Four of Cups here, it's like you're kind of reevaluating, or you've been reevaluating your options. Perhaps everything blew up before, and now you just are like, well, now that when you get things happen in our lives, when things totally blow up and out of our control, it can be so dramatic that we suddenly don't want any of the things that we used to want, even though we'd held on to them so tightly. Because it seems to me like the universe came in and knocked over your house of cards, and now you're just kind of reevaluating what you even want anymore. And now you're in this sort of like, you're taking responsibility. Now with the Seven of Wands, with defensive, this could be something that you initiated, something that you did that maybe caused things to fall apart. And maybe you're having some regrets about that. And perhaps what you're learning to deal with the fear of that. And you're learning to be a little more stable and grounded and in control. And learning what's good for you and what's not. And you're just, now you're kind of making different choices for yourself is what I see. And we come down here to the river. So this is the subconscious, our unconscious thoughts, and also our intuition and what it's trying to tell us. And here we have the ocean. And we have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. We have 8 of Swords. And 9 of Wands. Basically, what I get from this is that either you are doing this already or you're being asked to do this, and that's to go really deep, do a real deep dive inside yourself to see where you're holding yourself back, where you're causing the problems in your own life. Like, we all do that. I mean, we all think negative thoughts about certain things, and we all can, some of it, we can get into a victim mode where we feel like, oh, woe was me, and get stuck feeling like you're trapped in a place. But it's saying you're not trapped there. It's like you need discipline to be able to really persevere and fight the good fight here, because, I see you as trying to evolve. Like, I see this as more of an emotional journey. The first pile was more about actual career. This, I feel, it's more emotional and how it will relate to all the parts of your life. So it's not just career. It's about relationships. It's about yourself. It's about everything. And I feel with this pile has a lot to do with mental health too. A lot of you might be struggling with some kind of a mental health issue, like maybe anxiety or depression or something. And maybe in the past you had a relapse, something triggered you, and maybe it was you were unable to fight it back. And now what you're doing is you're learning to deal with this, and you're learning to realize what is and isn't yours. Well, meaning what is and isn't your own responsibilities and your own thoughts. So you're taking responsibility, you're taking the blame for the things that you're willing to take, that you are to blame for, in that they were your own actions, and understanding when you're not to blame for things as well. And you're not always going to be the one that's to blame for everything. Some people, especially if you've had trauma in your past and you had a turbulent upbringing, you can really feel like you're to blame when anything goes wrong. It's like you automatically blame yourself. Part of that too is you realizing that you're not always the one to blame here. Other people and other situations had a role to play. But at the same time, also taking responsibility for your own actions, for your own input, and for your own thoughts. And that's when we get down to discipline and 8 of Swords. I feel like you what the cards are asking is that you need to perhaps really discipline your mind by going deep inside yourself and pulling out the things that are holding you back, these things that make you feel like you're trapped in a situation that you're not trapped in. Maybe you feel like, well, this has always been the way. I can't do anything else. It's saying, yes, you can. This is in your head. It might be difficult. Like the 8 of Wands is a long haul struggle. Like she's got She's had a wound in her head. She's been fighting the good fight here. And so you've been fighting the good fight. You've been doing that. Keep going. Because it's going to take time and it's going to take discipline. It's going to take repetitive action over and over and over again to train your mind to think in a more positive way and to not fall victim to victim thinking and to either taking on the blame or blaming others and not taking responsibility for your own actions. And I feel, especially because I feel like you're dealing with some heavy duty emotions around something that happened in the past, that maybe you feel was your fault, or you used to think it was your fault, but now you're realizing your own role that you've played in it. So this is you coming to terms. You're on this path coming to terms with something in your past that was really dramatic, and now you're trying to heal that. And going into the subconscious is really about how you think and victim thinking. Eight of Swords is about feeling like we're trapped when we're not trapped. And the Ocean is about going to the depths of yourself to see where these thoughts are coming from. So now we go up into the short term. This is sort of, your journey. If you see like you're standing in the middle of the bridge, this is when you started going up the bridge. Now you're in the middle, and this is going towards your destination. So this is the short term. We have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Knight of Swords and King of Swords. Again, that swords energy is about your mind, your thoughts, how you communicate as well. So how you speak to other people. And if you have any like impulsive ways of speaking that may have gotten you in trouble in the past, I can relate to that. It's like foot and mouth syndrome. Perhaps you said some things that caused things to fall out, have a falling out with some people maybe, and now you're feeling a sense of regret. But I think going in the short term, you're going to be healing that, and you're going to be mastering your thoughts, controlling your thoughts, and being more disciplined, so that you understand that with regret, as it says, I know that I cannot change the past. You can't undo what happened. You can't change it. You can forgive yourself and the others, and you can move on. And I think this is the part of your journey where you're starting to realize that now. You realize you can't change this, and you're letting that go, and you're getting more disciplined about moving forward. And about knowing how to control some of your more impulsive actions. You see, he's got his sword in his hand. He's touching it, and he knows the sword is not sharp one way and dull the other way. Like if you touch the blade, it'll cut you, but if you touch the sides, it won't. So knowing that, kind of learning to tame yourself a little here is what I think. For many of you, what's happening is learning how to tame your impulses and your actions is what's coming into the short term. And so when we go into the shore, this is the place you're heading in. And this is wonderful. Look at this. 8 of Wands, 5 of Swords, happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So, yeah, you're headed towards happiness. I think that's what you want. You want to be end of this struggle. The 5 of Swords is that energy of winning at all costs. So I kind of see you winning the battle here of your mind and how you and just your emotions and finding that place of happiness. And the 8 of Wands is that swift movement. So it's like going to happen faster than you think, especially if you really do the work and you really discipline yourself. You're going to get to this real feeling of contentment and happiness a lot faster than you think. And you'll be able to monitor your thoughts. You'll be able to control your thoughts like that. You'll be able to, that's what I get here. Like you'll be able to take yourself out of this, like I have an anxiety disorder, so I understand how it works and how it feels when and you can feel a panic attack coming on. Or if you feel like a depressive episode coming on, you're like, nope. And you're able to snap yourself right out of it. And I feel like that is the place you're heading in, and you're going to feel in a more content place where you're able to control yourself, control your mind, control your emotions, control your habits, control your actions, everything. That you'll have a lot more control over all of the different aspects of your life and the people in it, and you'll be able to feel more happy and content. Okay, so this is your guiding stars. So this is the thing you need to think about at all times that will help you on your journey. So we have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Yeah, you can believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself so much, you know? You're not trapped in your own thoughts. You're not trapped in your situation. You have control, and just have trust in that. King of Swords. Look at that. 2 King of Swords here. This is about you mastering your thoughts, separating thought from emotion. Really mastery, self-mastery here is what I see. Again, Ace of Swords. Inspired thought. It's you mastering your thoughts and thinking in a whole new way. And this is also saying to master your thoughts. These are your guiding stars, Ace of Swords. You have a lot of really great ideas. You have a lot of smart. You're smart. You're smart. You can control your thoughts. You can actually be whoever you want to be. Just put your mind to it. So this is basically saying, like, you can put your mind to it. Just trust in yourself and in the process. Okay. The next one we have is shifting. That's right. I see you shifting. If you look at this, it almost looks like a cell in the body, and you look in like under a microscope. Like you're changing yourself in a deep way. I really feel that with this pile. And here we have, this is 25, so I'm going to read it to you. Let me see the card though. Put that there. So 25. Cellular healing. Haha, yeah, that goes with this shifting. Cellular healing. Each cell within our body is a unique individual organism, and each cell has memory. You have drawn this card because there are changes taking place at a cellular level. The vibrant green energy surrounding the cell in the image denotes healing, either of physical or energetic nature. It is an energetic level. The healing energy moving through this is helping you to release old cellular memories that your body is holding. On the physical level, you can expect to feel more energized and renewed as your body returns to its natural state of health. Okay, so that's what that 8 of Wands down here is saying too. It's like you can have a lot more energy. The 4 of Cups too, in where you're kind of learning what's tapping your energy, what's draining your energy, and as you go forward, you're going to learn how to control that, your mind and how you think and all of your actions, and being more disciplined, so that you have more energy, and you can trust in yourself and believe in the work that you're doing, and knowing that you can control your own path, you can control your own mind, and you are doing some really deep healing. If you look down the ocean too, this is about going into the depths. You're healing, deep healing. This is like big time healing. This isn't just, I had something bad happen to me and I need to go through it. This is about you going through all of the things that have happened to you since you were young. You're really diving deep. This is a great thing. This is going to lead you to a place of happiness, where you feel really nice and content and everything is well. So the last card we have, Full Moon in Capricorn, take a reality check. What I get from this card is that you really need to just realize that you are in control. Realize that you are not stuck, that your thoughts and the way you think and things you act, all the things that you do are all adding to your experience. So you can control that and you can change those things. Whereas some things are out of your control, other things are completely in your control. So we have the Tower. Usually the Tower moment is often things that are out of our control. It comes in and it just swoops. And so you probably had some in the past, some things that have happened to you that have been really disruptive to your peace, to your life. And for me though, I feel that it's more of an internal struggle with you than it is. It's outside and inside, definitely both. But I think with you, the more powerful feeling is the internal ones. And that's where you're really doing a lot of good work here and healing. So expect to feel a lot better soon. You are on the right path. Just remember to trust yourself. Remember that you are in control of your thoughts and your actions, and that your thoughts are matter, and that you matter, and that things are healing for you in a really deep way. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please do subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you back. Hit the notification bell too so you know when I have new readings. You can follow me along on Instagram as well. Thank you for joining me. Please do leave a comment if you feel so inclined to do so. I'd love to hear from you. All right, guys. Bye now. Hello, Pile 3. If you chose this Aura Quartz, this is for you. So these are your oracle cards that are going to be added to the spread. If you missed the intro, we're going to be doing a spread that I found from Little Red Tarot. It's called The Bridge. It's a really great spread for, looking at your journey and where you've been and where you're headed to, and giving you some advice along the way. Absolutely love this spread. I'm leaving a link down in the comments or in the description so that you can find it for yourself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle your cards and lay them out, but I'm going to speed up the video so it's not so boring to watch. Okay, so this is the bridge spread. So right here is where you're at right now. This is the past. This is what you've learned along the way. This is your subconscious and what your intuition wants you to know. This is the short term where you're heading. This is your long term where your destination. And this is your guiding star. So we're going to first start with where you're at right now. We have the Three of Cups, Ten of Wands, and worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. I kind of feel like where you're at right now is, I think a lot of you are taking on a lot to learn. So this is very much the pile of beginners. You're just starting out on some kind of a journey. So if it's a business, it's something that you either haven't even started yet or you're very early stages of it. I kind of get the vibe here of a PA, a production assistant, or someone who right now, maybe some of you are in a practicum, or you're in what's that called? Internship or something like that, where you're being burdened with a lot of things that other people want you to do. Because I get the Three of Cups and worry. I feel like you're trying to make others happy, and you're worried a lot about what other people think, and that you're doing a good job. And right now, I think what you're doing is you're really trying to work towards this future goal that you have. Okay. So if we go into the past, we have Seven of Cups, Three of Wands, and guilt. I release any belief that no longer assists me in my soul's journey. It's like you've had all these different choices and you haven't known what to do. And you have these big dreams and big goals. You see like Three of Wands is this expansive energy. You really want that kind of success. You want success, big success. Like if you're a business, you want everybody in the world to know who you are. If you're, a social media person, you want to go global. Like you really, I feel like, sorry, my cat. She's just going to show up in readings sometimes and act like this. That's just how she is. Sorry. And I feel like you've been perhaps not clear about where you want to go. You want something, you just didn't know what to choose, and okay, no. Sorry, now she's scratching the carpet. Okay. So, I think that you felt maybe a bit of guilt, perhaps about having not taken opportunities that came your way. Perhaps that you've had opportunities and you didn't take them, or you just couldn't make up your mind, or there's just so many things that you wanted to do that you couldn't figure it out. And maybe you're having some guilt, or you did have guilt about that. And maybe that left you towards where you're this path you're at right now, where you're really working on actually making whatever goal it is happen. So, and you're in the very beginning stages here. And so what I see from this one, which is the what you've learned along the way, you have judgment, the moon, and denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So, and the moon is about going into the depths of your subconscious and your fears and the things that hold you back. It's about seeing in the dark, where the sun illuminates everything so you can see without any effort, but the moon barely illuminates, especially if it's a new moon. It's dark. So you're basically feeling your way around in the dark, and it forces you to have to use your senses. Sorry. Maybe my cat is here to lighten things up. No. Okay, pardon me. My cat's name is Mimi. She's being a little bit naughty. All right, so where was I? So denial and the moon, I think that's you, and judgment. So judgment is about resurrection. It's the judgment day where you're resurrected from the dead. You have to look at your past and your mistakes. You're being judged on that to see if you get into the kingdom of heaven. That's basically kind of what the religious symbology around it is, but it's also basically like answering a call. So what I see here for you is that, where you've come is you've gotten out of this denial place, that now you've realized, I have to work at this. I have to make a choice. And you have made a choice. You have answered the call. And you've gone down into the depths of your subconscious, and you've learned some things about yourself in a more deep way. So I think a lot of you have come quite a ways in your journey, like from being indecisive and not knowing what you really want to do, and feeling all these kinds of emotions around, like regret and guilt, and feeling like you need to step up a little more. And here you are learning from that, of going deeper inside yourself, into your subconscious, into knowing the denial parts of ourselves, where it's like, okay, well, the reason why I haven't been able to pick the things that I want to choose is maybe there's something inside me that I'm not seeing. So that's where denial comes in. Maybe you've overcome parts of your hidden thoughts that were blocking you from not knowing what to do. So now you've seen it, now you've seen what to do, and now you're working on that. So the 10 of Wands is, I see it as you're carrying a burden, like you're really trying to work towards something, and you're getting like small successes. Things are working, and right now you're working through your fears. Will this work? Can I do this? Do I have the strength to hold this any longer? And so that's where you're at right now. But with the 3 of Cups too, I feel like you're trying to also make other people happy here. So it could be that, again, you could be doing an practicum. So you're taking on a lot. When you're in that kind of role, when you're in that beginnership role, and you're learning and you're mentoring with somebody, and you're trying to, learn, about the job that you're in, or whatever it is that you're doing, it can be a lot of work. And it's burdensome and can be exhausting. And I think you're worried that you can't handle it. But you can. So, if we go down here to your subconscious, this is your intuition, what it wants to know. Got to have that beginner's mindset. Page of Pentacles. You're right at the start of things. This is about working. Slow and steady work. 4 of Cups. Keep in your mind. Keep that vision in your mind of what you want. You know what you want, and that's where you're going, okay? Keep that vision in mind. Don't get bored, or distracted by other things if it's not working out, if it's feeling too hard right now. I think you're worried that it's too hard right now. But underneath it, at the core of it is saying, like, this is Kairos. So this is the wild unknown archetype, and this is based on Carl Jung's archetypes. So this Kairos has a lot to do with the timing of things, the perfect timing of things. And understand that there is a time that will come for you. It may not be yet, though. You're still working. You're working towards it. And so it's, right now you just want to be focused on your goal. You need to have the beginner's mindset. Okay. And self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And believe in yourself. Believe in the work you do, believe in your talents, keep focusing on your goal, and know that things will happen when they're meant to happen. And that you can't rush this. You can't rush success. It'll come to you when it's going to come to you after you've done the work. So, yeah, it's hard work, but you got to keep going. So, if we go into the short term, we have Queen of Wands, Five of Cups, pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Okay. I kind of feel like you might, similar to the last pile, be comparing yourself to other people. Maybe there's a woman that you admire who embodies the role that you want. Maybe it's a boss or something. Maybe she is hard on you. Or maybe, too, it's with the Five of Cups energy, it's about loss. It's overcoming a loss. And pride is, I feel like maybe what you're going to be dealing with in the future is this beginner's mindset thing where you have to realize that, you're working towards something here. And it's going to mean that you're going to have to do some things that you don't really necessarily want to do, but it's a part of the journey. It's a part of how you get there. It might be a lot of work, but you can do it. And, it's like that pride thing. Could be, maybe, I'll give you an example. You're working towards a goal. Maybe you want to start a business, but and you're starting and you want to put all this time into it. You can't, though. You have to work another job. And maybe you have to take a job working in something that you wouldn't want people to see you in. It's like you're worried that people will see you in this other job, like if it's a retail job or something that's, but when you're telling people like, oh, I'm in this and I do that, but pride must not get in your way. I love myself and I see myself in everyone, okay? It doesn't matter what other people are doing, that there's somebody else who's more successful than you and she seems to have it all. It's like, let that go. It's asking you to kind of let all that stuff go, let your pride go, and just believe in yourself, have the self-esteem to know that we have to do some things that we don't necessarily want to do. You might have to go work in a coffee shop as a barista for a little while to support yourself while you're on this journey. I don't like to, poo-poo on anyone's work. All work is important. But now that's what you need to realize, too, with your pride. All work is important. Everything gives you experience. Doesn't matter what you do. But here it's just saying, don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't compare yourself to someone else. Know your own worth. And know that it's going to take time and effort to get there. And you may have to do some things that aren't really what you want to be doing right now. But in the long run, because we go up here, here's where the success lies. And this is what you can believe in. We have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. 10 of Cups and death. You're going to be transformed into somebody who is successful and content and happy in what you do. So the 10 of Cups is like that. And it's like the end of a cycle where you feel content. Like, I did it. I'm here. Whoa. So you're going to have a lot to feel thankful for. And you're going to do it yourself. You're going to put the hard work in. You're going to get over yourself, and you're going to do what needs to be done to get the thing done. Know that, yeah, okay, I'm an amateur right now and not where I want to be right now, but I'll get there. I just have to keep working on it. And part of that is just letting go of some of your pride. You might have to work for someone or do something that you don't really want to do, but that will get to you to the place that you want to go. And you are heading in that direction. Your final destination here is a complete transformation of your life into something wonderful, something that gives you that sense of accomplishment and feels successful. All right, so let's look at your guiding stars. So this is what you should remember on your journey as your guiding light, so to speak. So we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Now, if we come up here to like 10 of Wands and worry, you might be facing a little bit of burnout. And this is saying, like, take care of your health. Make sure you're eating well, getting some exercise, go to bed at a good time. Like, try to take care of yourself so that you can handle the workload that might, be a part of what is your journey trying to get success. It takes a lot of work to get success, and we can face burnout, and we can face doing things that are, uh, a detriment to our health. So really keep that in mind. And the next thing is the hermit in the world. I really feel like with these two cards is to always know that inside yourself is the answers to all things. That you can trust your own path. You can trust yourself here. Now, self-esteem, believe in yourself, okay? And know that, inside of you is the whole world. The world lives inside of you. There's a wealth of information and knowledge just inside of you, and you can believe in yourself. It's also contradictory too, the world and the hermit. So the hermit is about introspection. So this is saying, your guiding star is also saying know when to go inside yourself and know when to retreat and know when to shine out in the world. Is kind of understanding that balance. So the world card is about the completion of a successful cycle after the judgment. Now you've reached the world. The world is expansion. It's, you're reaching the world, and know that there's a time and place for both. There's a time and place for going inside yourself and shutting the world out, and there's a time for opening up to the world and balancing it out so that you keep your health in check. So you're not taking on too much at once. It's saying like know when to go inside yourself and take care of yourself, and when to go out there and be out in the world, expressing yourself. So our next cards we have is Worthy. This is your guiding stars. Again, self-esteem. Know your worth. Know that you're worthy of whatever it is that you're working towards here, and that you can do it. You can do this. Don't worry that it's hard work. It's hard work, but you can do it, and you're worth it. You're worth it. Believe in your own self-worth. Don't doubt yourself, because you have the talent and skills, and you are heading in towards a place of success and contentment. It's just going to take some work. It's going to take some time getting there, but you will get there. And you have to keep focused on your dream, believe in yourself, know that you can be successful, that you do have it within your power to do that. Next we have so this is the number 6. What I find interesting, another pile had this as well. Next year, I'm going to hold that up here actually. Next year, it adds up to a 6. 2022 is a 6. I'm going to read that card, but first I'll let you. This other one, full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. Okay, you have nothing to worry about. Just believe in yourself, is what that's saying here. You're worried about things. You're really worried. I feel that you're really worried, and you're not sure if you can do all of this. You can. You really can. You just have to believe in yourself and know you're worthy of this effort. And be willing to sacrifice some things that you might have to do in order to get there. Don't let pride get in your way. Okay. 6 is advancements. This is a time of change for you in the physical realm, and it may involve making some big decisions, whether it pertains to changing jobs, making a career choice, beginning or ending a relationship, or moving into a new home. You have some choices you need to make. Trust yourself to make the right choices. Your guides are working with you to help you gain clarity and to move forward in your life. Stay true to yourself and follow your heart's calling. These changes are definitely for the better, both physically and spiritually. Yes, this whole reading is exactly that. You knew you had to make choices, and you did. I feel that you have. You've made the choice. You're working on it now. And this card of advancements is letting you know, like, believe in the choice that you've made. Keep going and know that this is your work. This is you're advancing yourself in all different ways. It's like you don't just, when we try and fulfill a goal, let's pick something. I'm getting a vibe actually from this whole reading of somebody working as an intern in a really cool kind of startup. Like I get that. I'm getting like some of you are kind of cool startups. Maybe you have a goal, a long-term goal of having your own startup. But first you have to work at others. first you have to go get the coffee and you have to file the papers and you have to do those things in order to get to be the big boss, in order to be, advance in your career. You got to have to do the work first. And that's where you're at right now. You're in this beginner stages, I feel, a lot of you. Now you're just working towards it. And this is giving you the encouragement to believe in yourself. That yes, you can do this. Yes, you can do it. Don't give in to your fears. Don't give in to pressures from other people. Have some self-esteem. Know your worth. Let go of your pride. Just know that this is going to take its time. When it's ready to happen is when it's ready to happen. It's like wanting to become a really great artist. You want to be an artist in a gallery. It's like, well, you have to learn to paint, and then you have to actually practice painting so that you get good at it. And over time, you learn about the materials, and you learn about your own skills, and you learn your own voice, and you have your own style. But that takes time. It takes a lot of painting, different things. It's a lot of being bad too, okay? This is another thing that's coming out here. Allow yourself to suck at it. Suck at it. We're going to suck when we first start. We're not going to be good at it. It's like, allow yourself the learning curve of being a beginner and not being that good at it. You will get good. You will be successful. You will have all that. Just believe in yourself. Know that you can. And that's basically this whole reading is just giving you that encouragement to believe in yourself, to know and to take care of yourself too. Like, know when it's a time to really push and know when it's a time to retreat, so that you have the energy to be able to live a life of complete success and emotional contentment, which is where you're headed. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please do subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you back. And if you'd like to comment on this reading, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you thought. All right, guys. Bye now.